We are so back in ways never once thought possible. It has been over a year since I've done this. Wow, 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 wow. Welcome back to season 2 of the Let Sesh podcast. The Cambridge Dictionary defines sesh as a period of time spent doing a lot of an enjoyable activity. For example, spending time with friends, watching television, drinking alcohol, perhaps smoking a little weed. I added that last one. Solo episode today. Um, New set, new apartment. I moved to San Francisco at the end of February. It has been over a year since the last episode, since I last recorded. So much has happened in that time. We're going to get into a bit of it. A lot of just what's happened recently, as in like this week. But yeah, moved to the city for a new job. It was better title, better pay. This job allowed me to move into the city and get my own apartment. More on that later. First, I think I should cover just, like the state of the world. I don't know what more there is to like say other than, what the fuck. I feel like everything that is happening has happened. They let us know a long time ago that this was the agenda, this is what they wanted to do. So anybody acting shocked and surprised like that, I don't know what to tell you at this point. Yeah, duh. Like, that's all I'm gonna say on that. Moving on. Alright, so the main topic of today was or is baby's first layoff. That's right. The job that I accepted uh beginning of February. It is now April 17th. I was there for about 2 months. They cut my position, eliminated the job 2 days ago, April 15th, on Wednesday. Um, like I said, this is my first layoff ever. I worked for four other companies previously, and I left on my own terms. I was never let go. I've never been fired. So this was a first. I'm good. I'm fine. I think I'm in a, I don't know about unique, but I'm in a position where it's just me. I don't have children. Thank God. My grandma asked me what I would do. Like, if I could you imagine if you had children right now? No. Yeah, I'm in a position where we got severance. They let me keep my work laptop, which was like a brand new M5 MacBook Pro. Um, I got paid my last paycheck the day of the layoff. So rent, this new studio, this new set, rent is taken care of for at least 4 or 5 months. Um, so that was my main concern. Can I pay rent? Yes, I can. So we're really chilling there. I know a lot of other people aren't in that same position and maybe they are scrambling right now. So I understand, that it is a sensitive topic, these layoffs. But basically, what had happened was, see, I'm a very likable person. And luckily, that means people like to tell me things that maybe they aren't supposed to be telling me. But I'm really good at keeping things confidential because most times I will forget what you've told me pretty soon after you just told me. Your secrets are safe with me because in one ear, out the other. So, someone with information about the goings on in the upper levels, upper executive levels of the company, they were told about this upcoming RIF, reduction in force. Um, that was maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago, and they had no idea who exactly was going to be impacted. They just knew it was going to be big, and they were nice enough to let their team know and me. Um, I wasn't on that team. I was on my own IT team separate from their team, and I'm trying to be vague because I don't want to get them in trouble for letting us know ahead of time. But basically, who was on the list kept changing. Apparently, people were added 3 times, removed 3 times. So, who exactly was going to be impacted was never clear. So, that was 3 or 4 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago. I had about 2 weeks of like spiraling and panicking ahead of all that. And it was kind of weird, like the vibe in the office. Everybody kind of knew that something was happening, so I felt like nobody was coming into the office, first of all, so it was very dead. But people were all kind of talking around this thing that everybody felt and just knew that was going to happen. So the vibes were off for the last couple of weeks there. I felt like everybody was just kind of just waiting to hear word. But yeah, April 14th, Tuesday night, they sent out a company wide announcement and email to everybody that was impacted, basically saying that it was a 30% riff and we're going all in on AI. And because of that, and for other factors, they had to let go of 30% of the workforce. When I got the email, since I was already like privy to this information, I was honestly chilling. It was more of just like waiting to receive the email. I still wasn't even sure if I was going to get it, but I was like 80% sure that I was going to be impacted. Again, just thankful that I knew ahead of time that I was potentially on the chopping block, and that let me uh, process everything, think through my next steps, and just gave me time to breathe and think about it for a little bit. I was spiraling alone a little bit in my apartment, just, because I wasn't really sure how much severance we were going to get. But yeah, they notified me, and I just kind of felt indifferent and was like, okay, now that that's been confirmed, what's next? What's the next move? Um, I contracted there for about 18, 19 months before they brought me on full time for about 2 months. So technically, almost there for like 2 years, not full time the whole time I was there. But hey, I knew that joining this company was going to be a high risk, high reward situation. Um, in the tech industry, I knew layoffs are a huge thing and everybody's being affected by that right now. So that was a risk I was willing to take. I don't regret the choice to do that. It got me a better title, it got me more pay, it got me into this city and into this apartment. Um, so I'm opportunistic. What's the word? I'm optimistic about what's next. I have a couple interviews already lined up. I made a lot of new connections and expanded my network while I was here. So a lot of people are already reaching out um, with offers. So I'm really okay, and I appreciate everybody that's been reaching out and asking how I'm doing. Typically, layoffs are like really shitty, and it is shitty. But I kind of just feel like I'm on like a forced paid time off. I'm giving myself, like, not counting last week, like 2 weeks to chill and just breathe. And I'm hoping in that time I have more interviews or land something, but I have time before I feel like I really need to be like scrambling for something. So thankful for that. Positives, I made some, I think, lifelong friends there. From the people and HR teams. Hopefully we stay in contact. We're supposed to see them in a couple weeks. Um, so that's cool. I got a free trip to Mexico City. Stayed at a super expensive hotel, got room service, went on trips, excursions in the city. That was a really fun trip. And I got a new laptop out of it. So, way more positives than negatives is how I'm choosing to look at it right now. But yeah, baby's first layoff. Hopefully last, but maybe not. And just never say it could never be you because it could be you really, really fucking quick. All right, moving on to some other topics. TV shows I'm watching right now. Daredevil, Born Again season 2 is great so far. Better than season 1. Season 1 was kind of all over the place. You could tell they went back and rewrote, reshot different things. There wasn't really a lot of cohesion in the season. So I feel like they fixed all that, and I'm really liking where this season is going. Hacks and the boys, um, both are great. They're both in their fifth and final seasons. Super bummed about that. Um, but I think they're both going to end on a really high note. I'm glad they got to, write to as many seasons as they felt like the story needed. And hopefully the series finale is a nice bow on top of all the other seasons. Euphoria season 3. I am mixed. I'm indifferent. I don't know how I feel. I watched the first episode last Sunday. Um, Everybody falls back into their character pretty easily, except for Jacob Elordi. I just feel like he doesn't want to be there, which fair. And I do kind of like where they took everybody's character. I feel like that was a natural progression. Um, all the drug mule stuff is a bit much. Um, I don't know. I'm curious to see where it goes, so I'm gonna keep watching it. Unfortunately, last podcast episode, I think I was talking about Love Island a little bit. That was the first season that I'd ever watched. Um, I put on the new show Beyond the Villa, following the people from Love Island. I couldn't even get past the sneak preview of like the season of like what's coming up in the season. I just those people are playing into like even more of a character than what they were doing on Love Island, and it's just unwatchable. I literally like maybe a minute in, I just turned it off. I couldn't do it. Love on the Spectrum new season, great as always. Great show. It's a real tearjerker. Recent movies, um, the new Anaconda movie with Jack Black is actually way funnier than I way funnier than I expected it to be. It's kind of like that stupid funny, but it was like there were moments where I couldn't stop laughing. So I recommend that to everybody. Twitter meme of the week. This isn't really a Twitter meme, but it's just something that I can't get out of my head right now. Everybody knows who Drewski is. One of the many things he does is host a like an audition for his fake record label called Could Have Been Records. So on the last episode of Could Have Been Records, I forget what city he was in. These two guys pull up in front of Drewski, and one of them is a rapper. Um, Allegedly, I don't know. I think they were affiliated with Gangster Disciples. So one was rapping, and the other was behind him providing the ad libs, and he kept saying "Ana G, Ana G, Ana G, Ana G."
Type shit, type shit, type shit.
No, brother.
Now this what we've been looking for,
That's what
bro.
y'all been
Straight
looking
up,
for.
straight up.
No, round with that chop, bitch, you smack
On
city.
that G.
Nigga, on that G, I would've smacked
On
Diddy.
that G.
I don't even know this bitch, she coming back
On
with
that
me.
G.
I'm drunk as fuck. I forgot to bring the act
On
with me.
that G.
She ain't never seen no nigga with no money.
On that
That's
G.
why all the
Okay,
hoes.
so y'all GD.
I can't stop saying that. The way I say on a G at least 17 times a day is, I don't know. On a G. And then music. I'm excited for Isaiah Rashad's new album that's supposed to come out May 1st. It's in like 2 weeks. And I'm still on ASAP Rocky and Doja Cat, separate albums. But both of their new albums, their latest albums, I'm still listening to. So, what did we learn today? Welcome back to season 2. I'm in the city, San Francisco. Gonna try to start recording more often, not just because I'm unemployed right now, but because y'all have been asking for it. So, gotta give the people what they want. State of the world, like, you can't even be surprised anymore. Like, why are you shocked? Don't act shocked. Don't act shocked. Baby's first layoff? Hey, not so bad for me, personally. I understand it's not the case for everybody, but I'm really chilling. Um, so just for a little bit though, if you have an IT job that you want to throw my way, preferably 150K minimum, hybrid in the city, um, hit my line, hit me up. That would be amazing. I'd really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Okay, well, that is it for this episode of the Let's Sesh podcast. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, review, give me 5 stars. I was just able to turn on ads and monetization. So run it up so I can get paid. Because remember, I am unemployed right now. Thanks for watching. See you next time.